and welcome to Bead Jar. My name's Billy, and in today's tutorial I'd love to show you how to make this Limitless Love bracelet using garnet beads and the Infinity Love knot. We're going to use these beautiful nugget-shaped garnet beads for this beautiful project, an infinity knot in the gunmetal, the S-long cord, and also I'll need my quick fit, a pair of scissors and side cutters, and I've got a large-eyed beading needle, and you'll need to, funnily enough, cut one of the ends off. So that's where your side cutters come in. So I've cut the tip off, but just on one side. Take your S-long and you're going to cut two 60cm lengths. One for each side of the bracelet. Take one of those and put one to one side for a moment, and then you're going to put this onto the beading needle. So you want that halfway, so it's even on each side. Okay. Then nice and easily, we're going to thread 17 garnet beads onto the needle. Now this is the split end, so just be careful with your fingers, but they should just go on straight onto the needle. So we're going to put 17 on in total, and they will slide straight onto your S-long. So 17 of those. So I've got my 17 garnet beads on, and I've nudged that down away from the beading needle. And we're going to now take the beading needle through one side of the infinity knot. So just up and through, nudge them down a bit more, like so. And you're going to take the bead, so the end of the thread, and we're going to go through the loop. Bring the beads through. Now that's secured onto the infinity knot, we can then remove our needle. And that's why we cut it, because otherwise you can't take it off. Pull down on that. And I'm going to also add a knot to make sure it's super secure. So I'm just going to loop around my finger. And then take the thread and the beads back through this loop. Make sure when you're pulling on your knot to get it as close and secure to the infinity knot as we can, like so. Take your garnets all the way back up to the infinity knot. So this is what we've got so far. I'm also going to tie another knot at the end of the garnets, so looping that round my finger and through. This is one side of the bracelet, and we're going to repeat that same set of steps in order to attach the next one. So another 17 garnets, and we're going to use the other length of Eslon that we cut before. So I've got 5, 10, 15, 17 garnets. Half my thread and hook that onto the beading needle and start threading. So we're going to do the same, going through the opposite side of the infinity knot. And bring those ends through. Remove our beading needle. Ouch, stabbed myself. Pull that tight and create a knot as well. Drop the beads down before knotting the end of this row as well. We're now going to add the fastener to this project, and in order to do that we're going to use a macramé weave that's going to run across the 2 sides of our bracelet. So you've got your 2 edges here, your 2 lengths. So we're going to bring one across, and you can sellotape these down if that helps you, just to keep an eye on where they are. And we're going to keep these 2 parallel. Cut about a 30cm length in another piece of Eslon. And you're going to take that under all 4 strands here, and we're going to half that length. And I want you to just tie a straightforward knot with this piece. So what we should have now is the 2 from the left hand side and the 2 from the right hand side that are crossing over. And then we have our new piece that we've knotted across all 4. I'm going to twist this project now, just so I'm working to top to bottom, whilst I show you how to create the weave. So, as I suggested, you may want to just put some sellotape across the 2 threads that were coming through the garnet beads. And I'm going to put a piece on the top as well, just so they don't end up getting in your way whilst you're creating the weave here. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is create a C. So by that I mean we're going to move this left hand thread and create a C shape, and you'll notice this one's coming across the top of all 4 threads. You then have the right hand thread and we're going to create a D shape, and it's going to come across the top of the C tail, but we're going to go up and under into the C. Sorry, so you're going to go underneath all 4 of the stationary threads and up into the C. And now when you pull these 2, that's going to create a weave across the 4. Having started with the C shape, we're going to move to a D for the next weave. So the D comes over the top. So we've got our D here, over the top of the 4. The C comes over the tail, but goes under the 4 stationary strands and up into the loop of the D. And then we're going to pull that up to make another weave. Back to the C side, not as in the beach, and creating that over there, and then the D over the tail, but under the 4 and through the loop. And through. I'm going to do 10 of these weaves. I've created the 10 weaves and I'm ready now to finish this end off. So I'm just going to take 2 tail ends together and loop that through in an ordinary knot. And I'm going to do that a second time as well. So a double knot here. I'm now going to add a tiny drop of Fevikwik, and I mean minuscule amount, just to seal this knot area before cutting them off. You really don't want to put too much on because it does soak through and that will stick to the cord. So I'm talking the most minute amount, just very lightly on the top to bind the strings together. Just allowing that a few seconds to dry. And I will also check that it still slides freely, which it does, along our parallel threads there. Perfect. Using the scissors, I'm going to take away the corners of this. The ends. Corners on a piece of string, that's new. Take them away. And now I can unstick these sides as well. Perfect. So this means you can stretch the bracelet on and off depending on the size of the person you've made it for, and then pull in the tail ends. To give this the perfect finish, we're going to add another 2 garnet beads to our thread. So take those 2 together. You should be okay without the needle. You might just need a bit of patience to get them both through, but we're going to take 2 ends through the hole in the garnet bead. Don't take this all the way up to your macramé, because you need to have the movement for it to slide along. So I would probably allow 2.5 centimeters. So decide where you want it placing and then make a loop, make a knot. Make a loop first and then take the threads and bead through. drop the bead to the knot and do another knot there. Take away the thread and do the other side. So I know now where I want the bead positioning, so I'm just going to use that side as my guide to make my loop and knot on this one. Get myself in the right position. And that gives you one rather fab garnet bracelet with your sliding fastening. I hope you've enjoyed this little project and that you'll be able to give this gift to your lovely boyfriend or partner. And I hope to see you again for our next tutorial. If you've enjoyed this one, give us a thumbs up and subscribe now to our YouTube channel to see the latest designs we have to offer.